Welcome to AEW Fight Forever Series 1, Episode 53. We are in an episode of Dynamite, and it is a massive episode. We have Darby Allin defending his TNT Championship against Owen Hart. We have Malakai Black taking on Scorpio Sky. This is the return of Malakai Black. We have Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, taking on Melo. The winner of that will get a shot at Tony Storm next week. We have FTR and the Lucha Brothers. We have Samoa Joe taking on Sting. And in our main event, we have an Eliminator match where Swerve Strickland takes on Wardlow. So let's get to it.
This bout is set for one fall, and it is for the TNT Championship.
This is going to be an exciting match.
Introducing the challenger, Owen, Hart. Introducing the champion, Darby, Allin.
So we open today's episode of Dynamite with Owen Hart taking on Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. Darby said, let's do an open challenge for this episode. He wanted to get back in the ring. Owen also wanted to get back in the ring, and so here we go. We've got Darby taking on the legend that is Owen Hart for the TNT Championship. Darby has been excellent so far. Big win over Swerve Strickland at All Out to win the TNT Championship, and now he's defending it. This will be his first attempted defense. And Owen Hart, who missed out on the shot at the title at All Out with his loss to Wardlow. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Darby can get his first title defense. Just like Nyla Rose did earlier, or we'll see if Owen can become the TNT champion, our second TNT champion.
1, 2, 3.
So Darby Allin picks up the big victory over Owen Hart and retains
And still
the TNT title.
TNT champion, Darby Allin. The following contest is set for one fall.
Man, this should be one hell of a singles match.
Making his way to the ring, Malakai Black. And his opponent, Scorpio Sky.
All right, moving into our second match, we have the one loss, Malakai Black, his only loss of the series to CM Punk, and he is taking on Scorpio Sky, who has had a really great group stage, but has not been able to pick up a victory since then. Malakai back in action. We've been waiting for this moment. And ultimately, he has his sights set on Wardlow. Scorpio Sky obviously does too. He's trying to get back into that, the top of the card. He wants to get his record where he needs it to be to get a title shot at Wardlow. So Malakai, with a win here, definitely would look at being the next challenger, depending on what happens with Swerve and Wardlow in our main event. Scorpio Sky definitely moves into that conversation as well, but maybe he takes on an open challenge for the TNT title, with the way his record is. So it's going to be an interesting match to see if Malakai can get back to the winning ways that that he did so well in the group stage, or if Scorpio Sky can pick up what would be an upset here. Malakai Black picks up the victory. The house always wins, or I guess almost always in this series.
Malakai Black.
Wow, what an amazing match. And we got to call it. We got to see it.
This bout is set for one fall.
If you're like me, fans, you can't wait. What an exciting match this is going to be.
Making her way to the ring, Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. And her opponent, Melo.
Melo continues to be the surprise of the series, and here she's taking on Britt Baker. Britt Baker's only loss is to the AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm, but Melo has performed exceptionally, and now she's got a shot at the AEW Women's World title with a win here. But she's got to do it. She's got to get through Britt, and Britt's beaten everyone except for Toni at this point. So, obviously a lot of it's easy to get to the step, or easier to get to the step. It's a lot harder to get over the step that is Britt Baker. Britt, very much motivated, wants to pick up the win so that she can get a revenge on Toni Storm and get the AEW Women's World title around her waist. Big match here, our third match of the episode. So let's see who gets the victory here and, who's going to be taking on Toni Storm on next week's episode of Rampage. Oh, Ty Melo taps out to the lockjaw. Britt Baker will be taking on Toni Storm. She gets her shot at the AEW Women's World title next week.
D.M.D.
What a match we just witnessed.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall.
All right, get ready. This is really going to be an exciting tag team match.
Making their way to the ring, FTR. And their opponents, the Lucha Brothers.
So the Lucha Bros taking on FTR. FTR currently sitting at 2-1. Their only loss at this point is to Jurassic Express. While the Lucha Bros currently sitting at 1-0, they are balancing singles action as well as tag team action. But they have their sights set right now on Jurassic Express. So We have one team looking for revenge, one team knowing that they're one of the top tag teams in the series, and they're going to show it by picking up the win here. It's going to be interesting to see who picks up the win, who gets a shot at Jurassic Express down the line, or how many wins it's going to take. We're still waiting for the tag team division to kind of balance itself out and figure out who really are the top tag teams versus who are the teams that are just off the mark.
The winners of this match, the Lucha Brothers.
What a tremendous match by all the competitors.
Huge win for the Lucha Bros. They go to 2-0. FTR drops to 2-2. And moving on, we have Samoa Joe taking on the Icon Sting.
The following contest is set for one fall.
This is a highly anticipated match.
Making his way to the ring, Samoa Joe. And his opponent, this is Sting.
Samoa Joe coming off a win in his debut against Lance Archer. Sting is coming off a victory against Adam Copeland in what was Adam Copeland's debut. So Sting is looking to ruin two big name debuts in a row. and pick up the victory here over Samoa Joe. It's going to be a tough match. Joe is a tough competitor for the Icon, and in the same way, Sting is not really who you want an early match against because of the level of experience he has, and he's still got it. He can still go. So, really interesting matchup. Sting looking to continue to ruin our newcomers, and Samoa Joe looking to establish himself in the title picture. The Icon takes another newbie down. Samoa Joe drops to 1-1, and Sting picks up a huge victory to go to 5-4 on the series.
It's been crazy. It's been wild. What a great match we've had tonight.
This bout is set for one fall.
Man, this should be one hell of a singles match.
Making his way to the ring, Swerve Strickland. And his opponent, Wardlow.
So moving on to our main event, we have Swerve Strickland in an Eliminator match against Wardlow. A victory for Swerve means that he gets a shot next week on Dynamite at the AEW World Championship. Swerve coming off that huge victory against Bryan Danielson. Wardlow, obviously, dominant victory at All Out. And he's been beatable, but he's gotten almost every victory back. The only victory, or the only person he's lost to at this point that he hasn't come back and beaten is Eddie Kingston, which I'm sure we'll see at some point. And he looks to be in pretty dominant form here so far against Swerve. Swerve coming back with a couple shots. A big knee puts Wardlow down. Swerve has been strong so far. So a shot at the AEW World title is big. A win over Wardlow at this point is big, considering how dominant he really has been. So we'll see if Swerve can pick up the victory here and earn that title shot, or if Wardlow can, put another victim down with a powerbomb. Swerve Strickland picks up the victory over Wardlow. Next week, we're going to see a title match on Dynamite for the AEW World title.
Man, what a match. I'm so glad I was here to call it.
So Swerve Strickland earns his title shot. We will see that next week on Dynamite. Just to recap this episode, we saw Darby Allin defend his TNT Championship. Malakai Black wins. Dr. Britt Baker wins. Lucha Bros wins. Sting wins. And then Swerve Strickland picks up the victory in the main event. For our next episode, we have Jay White taking on Miro. Hangman Adam Page taking on Orange Cassidy. Mr. Brody Lee against Brian Cage. And our main event of Rampage is Ruby Soho taking on Hikaru Shida. We'll see you then.